welcome to Skottie Talk. This is Dustin, Tyler, and special guest, the brilliant mind behind Raremarq'S, Tung. I'm going to
Hey,
move him in the middle. I don't need to be in.
Welcome.
Yeah,
this
he's
is
got to
gonna
get
be
top
awesome.
bill. I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah. So happy to have you here. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is this. Whenever I reached out to you and invited you to come on the show, I was like, well, I figured you're pretty busy, and that's why I gave you the opportunity for 2026.
Yeah.
And we were no. I don't mean like no. He's like, I got all the time in the world. He's like, I can fit you all in on this day, and I was like, awesome, we'll get you in because was really excited, especially with the launching of
yeah,
Skottie using the Auction Now site, and we've seen like you mentioned Chrissy, Zula Uminga using it, and I'm sure there's going to be more branching out. We wanted to get you on as soon as possible to talk about it and kind of get scratch your brain a little bit, if that's the right term. Probably not.
it works.
It's
Yeah.
start. I was telling Chris about being nervous, and he's probably thinking you should be more nervous. You should stop talking. So, all right. But before we get in, let's welcome a couple of people here. This is the infamous Seth that we talked
Oh my
about.
goodness.
Yeah, I hear you're giving away a Frank Cho crypto sketch. Yeah, Chris.
You
There
Yeah,
was
wish that.
there was no talks of that. Banned. You are removed. Yo. Welcome to the club, Chris. That that. Let's go ahead and open up the doors. Welcome to the club, Chris. You're a
Welcome
certified good
to
buddy.
Thanks, Chris.
yep.
Yeah.
Exclusive list. Only the coolest people.
Yeah, and
I
as I
mean,
always
this,
say,
this is great. I'm super excited, and also it's great to see Seth. Actually, I
yeah.
remember talking with Seth in the really early days, and he would
Mm,
just give me feedback on the product and the marketplace, and back when it was still Nerdcrawler. So it's good to see friends in the chat. So yeah,
that's awesome.
I've never heard anybody say
Yeah.
it's
A
good to see
plus for
Seth.
Seth. Yeah.
So
We're
this
normally
is,
trashing him during the show, so this
we
is
are,
a nice change of pace for him.
yeah, and we like Seth, Chris. We'll
Yeah.
hound him a little bit, but we like him. We
We
just
just
give him
love
a
it.
hard
Yeah.
time. But he did say he's saying he wants to get the behind the scenes and get the good deal, so he's going to try to rub elbows with you as much as possible, Chris. I'm sure.
if I could get a good deal, I would do it myself. But Frank Seth, as I'm sure you guys have all seen, will always go for thousands. So we're just
Yep.
at the mercy of the marketplace doing its thing, unfortunately. But it's cool to see, for those not familiar, Frank Cho of, I don't know, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, etc. He's doing Frank's Giving right now on Raremarq. So
Yep.
if you go to raremarq.com right now, you'll likely be able to see the big banner that has Frank in it. And he's doing a sketch cover a day starting November 19th. And I think he's doing 10 covers over the next couple of days. So yeah.
Yeah,
good stuff.
and I really thought I think I've been promoting it as Chovember is
Yep,
what I thought it was
that too.
called.
It's
And
both.
is it both? Okay, because I saw he's been calling it Franksgiving,
Yeah.
like on the post I've been seeing that he's put up. But yeah,
Both fantastic names. Yeah.
but yeah, so great. I mean, if you think of like October and Arttober and Inktober and all the different things, and especially the ones that Art Germs owns, I think Frank has taken over and he kind of owns November now because
Yeah.
he's did this. Is this the second year or third year in a row that
Second.
Second? Okay, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
And that's one of those like funny things too of like artists learning from other artists. I don't know how much Frank was aware of Artrover before Raremarq. And then we hosted Stanley's Artrover last year, and Frank was like, that was amazing. Like
Yeah.
how well he did. Like, I want to do something like that. And I was like, pick a day and
Yeah.
I'll start writing code.
Do it.
And
Yeah.
and then we did it, and he was like, that was awesome. I'm gonna do that again next year. And I was like, great. And now we're starting to talk with more artists about it too, of just like these little moments where artists
Yeah.
get to like play too. Cause like
Yeah.
to be able to say I'm gonna draw these things that I'm interested and just have fun it's nice.
Yeah.
And then you put it
I
up
mean,
to the community. Yeah.
Yeah, you alleviate. I feel like the feeling of it being a chore or a hassle, which obviously that's like the whole platform, is to make it easier for everyone, fans, artists, collectors, all that kind of stuff, which is super nice because especially for them, being artists, that fluctuates, trying to get your cut, trying to get into the action and the money and everybody else. So yeah, it's really super nice to see.
Well, and then on that front too, like Artrim this year, he picked retro theme. And we kind of talked with him about it, of like, how'd you pick this theme and these characters? And he was like, I just kind of wanted to draw characters from my childhood. And
Oh,
so he
interesting.
was like, some of these characters, a lot of you guys might not know, but I enjoyed them. And so it's an opportunity of just like, I'm going to have fun. Because
Yeah.
they were all, no, I don't think anybody becomes a comic book creator without loving the medium and characters to begin with. Right.
Yeah.
And then now you but sometimes you're always just drawing Black Cat. So
Yeah.
you're like, well, now I want to
How
just
many
draw
times
the
Yeah.
yeah,
that Yeah.
Yeah.
And do
Yeah.
I get the chance to draw like my childhood? I mean, and it's awesome to see, and it's why it's such a blast to see. I feel like I'm seeing more of that, like seeing Jorge Corona get to do Street Sharks as well as SWAT Cats. Like, you don't do that unless you love that, because there's such niche things that like a specific group of people grew up with. So it's like you do it because you love it, and then like it'll everything else will kind of come together. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Super awesome.
speaking of those auctions, we're going to go way back to your origin stories, but I just that speaking of the October auctions that you had, especially the ones towards the end, like the Princess Leia one. Now, or whenever when that one's like crawling up, but just this was a question I had for you that I meant to write down. I forgot to, Tyler. But do you watch those with the other groups? Are you watching those too? And like
Me?
seeing how? Yeah, you personally. Do you get into it because it almost becomes like a spectator sport?
Yeah.
As you're watching the numbers climb and you watch the time go down, you're like, oh, this is gonna get it, and then nope.
Yeah.
Somebody jumps right up there and grabs it. So
there's been many times. So my kids do bath time at 7 p.m. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and so I'm like bathing my 2-year-old, but I have my phone there, just like watching the feed. And I'm like, it's nearing the end, and then it's just awesome to see. The Jean Grey one was really popular, right? And
yes.
the Slave Leia one was like so big, and it is fun. It's just fun to see, and I think what's really enjoyable too is that for these creators, it's a moment where they're like, wow, I get to, go take with this sum of money, I can go take care of my kids or pay my rent or go on a trip or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. It's knowing that we're just a tiny part of that story. Yeah. And then the ka-ching that Seth called out.
Yeah. No, I mean,
which was actually an ask from my friend. He was like, put a sound. I need to hear a sound.
It is great. It's satisfying. Yeah. I guess unless you're trying to chase and you're like, I didn't want
to. Exactly. Yeah.
Now the artist that you had talked about in another show that we listened to, I think his name was Alexander So, maybe.
Yeah.
From Brazil, that you had talked about how life changing it was to have that platform come on. Yeah. And I thought, man, how many other artists are on there like that? The mid-level artists that we had talked about earlier that you had mentioned. It's got to be very fulfilling to know that you're making a difference in people's lives, and not just the big hitters that are obviously doing well on there too.
Yeah, it's so now I don't know the exact number, but I think we've helped over 300 to 400 sellers, merchants, whatever, across Shopify and Raremarq. And the stories are the best parts. In particular, we're noticing this crop of these amazing Brazilian artists like Michelle Diaz and David Diaz in particular are two that have done really well as of late. And we get to be a part of that, like you get to be a place where everybody is trying to earn a little bit to support their families. And with our platform, I always was like, if I can just help one person, that would be enough. And now we've helped almost 400, I think. And now I'm like, oh, let's just chase that feeling forever. Like, let's just help more people. Because I'm sure eggs are like $30. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm sure it never gets old. I mean, like, again, that being a part of that special moment, like you said, for each and every single artist, because there's so many artists, especially nowadays with social media. Like at first it was great because you could get noticed around the world, but now there's just so many that you're in a ocean full. So again, trying to get noticed and get your work out there and stuff, like everybody has to deal their own thing. So being able to give them that platform that allows them to stand up and then potentially get that moment in the spotlight and then continue that forward, I'm sure never gets old. So
yeah. And Koi Pham, really great artist, was one of our early sellers, and he kind of mentioned once, likes don't pay like rent. Likes don't buy groceries. And so he was a really great one who said the platform provides its pricing data. It lets me understand to what level of work on which specific character allows me to find where the market wants, right? Yeah. And being able to help them go from, rather than just earning a bunch of likes, but actually the dollars from the real people, that's been really, really awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, and even I would watch the video with Frank Cho, him speaking about being able to go from hey, I can pick and, I don't have to go to every single convention. I can pick and choose. I'm not having to overwork myself and sell myself to be able to make the money and stuff. I can make that money and then be able to have and enjoy the cons and enjoy those moments and stuff, which I'm sure is a stress. It's like retiring almost in a way where it's you're working your way up. You feel at a certain point you should be able to do that, and now to have a website that helps you do that is really great. So
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, going to these shows over the past like year in particular, try to like get more artists on board. Just seeing some of these older, like quite older creators, and being able to be a platform where now you can do this from the comfort of your own home. Like
Yeah.
I find traveling cross country to go to MegaCon challenging.
Yeah.
So just finding more ways to help folks earn and live is great. Yeah.
Aside then, so you go to MegaCon then? Are you going next year or?
Yeah, so MegaCon was the first show that like we really started this whole thing in what is that? I can't 2024.
Yeah.
And so I frequent that show, and our marketing manager John is based out in Florida, so we'll probably get together there. We try to do the big ones.
Yeah.
But this past year I've done a lot. I crossed Como off the bucket list, which was pretty sweet. But yeah.
Cool.
That's great. Well, before we get too far into where we are now, I guess we need to talk about where Chris came from.
Let's say, like the beginning, like looking at your LinkedIn, your resume and everything. It was just really cool to see the breadth of places you've worked, but also the breadth of jobs you've had. And then, to learn from other interviews and stuff like, not to embarrass you, I thought it was awesome self-taught coder with Neopets and stuff. Like, I mean, again, cool. There's a whole group of people who are like that of learning, just then that way and, a certain fun way. But, I'm just so curious, like starting this, obviously, like you didn't know you would end up here, but did you kind of have like an idea of like where you wanted to go, or is more just like, kind of letting, the flow take you?
Yeah. So, I was blessed to have parents who at least, the Asian immigrant parents, the joke is like, they want you to like be a doctor, be an accountant, be, stable job. But my dad at least was like, just let him find the things that he likes. And I really enjoyed comics. And so he helped me buy my first set of comics. It was like Gambit #1, like the floppy, like Fabian Nikiza, or I can't remember pronounce the last name, but it was that series. And then I used up my allowance and I bought all of the Age of Apocalypse run, like of the 90s. And that was like the big one. And then when I got to college, I got an internship at Marvel. And so that was huge. And being able to work for the X-Men office was awesome. And then but I was 20 at the time. 20 years old in New York is not nearly as fun as being 21 in New York. When I graduated, I was like, I want to go back to New York and give this a shot. And so I moved out to New York and I applied for a bunch of jobs. And I genuinely thought I was going to work in comics. And I came down to, I had a final round interview at DC Comics for like an editorial accounting coordinator job. But they were very honest of like, the job is going to be like signing checks and putting them in a box.
Yeah.
That's the whole job. But they were like, but in 2 years, maybe you'll like break into another field.
Yeah.
And then the other job was in email marketing for a startup that had just been acquired by Amazon called diapers.com. And I kind of was like, I think I can just learn more over at this startup. And the reason why I got that job was because of learning HTML from Neopets.
Oh,
where
nice.
They were like he seems hungry enough, and I was so desperate for a job that they were like, he'll figure it out. And then that kind of like started everything. And then eventually I found my way back though into comics through Comixology. So I took a swing and applied for a job that was way above my level. But I did the interview and they were like, you're not at the level we want for the job we have open, but we can lower the type. Like we really like you. So we'd find a job title
that will work with you. Yeah.
And so I got that. And then that was huge.
That's massive. Yeah. Comixology. I mean, and reading about how like you helped the transition between Comixology and Amazon, like all, when that takeover was happening. So
yeah. And I guess now that like Chip and David are making Distillery and Neo Ichiban, I guess if we're more open about how maybe it wasn't great. I look to David, and David is saying these in the interview, so I'm like, okay, I guess I can say it. But,
no, it's it's fair because I mean, I'm seeing the same things, and I'm trying to, I'm seeing new things. Like I want to get away if I can, like get back to the smaller stuff. So
like I enjoyed my time at Amazon and helped me do so many other things, but the way that the Comixology stuff went down was kind of a bummer. I think most of us now can look back on that and say it. But so comics were always part of the story, and then I'm rambling, but eventually found my way at Google. That was really amazing. Met some awesome people, but I always kind of wanted to continue to come back to try to build my own thing, having worked at startups. So threw a bunch of ideas at the wall, and then eventually started building Nerdcrawler, and that became Raremarq, and then now I'm here. Yeah. So
I was going to say, because because like I wanted to start here with compound interest because this seemed like to be like the main. You
Yeah.
had Coffee Chats, Nerdcrawler, and Reporty.
Yeah.
These apps that you were working on, and I kind of like put some little blurbs, simplifying them greatly, but just kind of like taking from
Thank
them.
you.
Yeah. What is compound choice for us
Yeah.
that maybe
For those
illiterate?
who don't know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I read this and I thought I have no idea what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
So like a core family value that we have in our house is like this idea of like your choices compound over time. So in the same way, like there's that financial principle, right? Compound interest.
Yes,
Put more money
absolutely.
today in, and it compounds in the market. Then you can like have a healthy retirement, right?
Yeah.
What my wife and I believe is like choices compound the same way, right?
Mm.
If you make good choices, if you take care of somebody, if you go the extra mile, and like if you're at a convention and somebody needs help, like help them unload their stuff. Who knows where it might go, right? Like compound choice, like choices. Like the good things compound over time, and so that's where we came up with
It's
the
a
name.
great explanation. I'm with you now.
I love that.
We can proceed.
Yeah, I stand by that mantra. So,
and so in the timeline of events, Reporty was the first thing that I had built on my own. It was a way, if you're a Shopify merchant and you also have Slack, you could get order notifications directly in the Slack channel. And I sold that for like a little like modest sum of money. And then the other thing that I cared about a lot during the pandemic, and this was like, right at the start of the pandemic, was like, how do we get more mentorship out in the world? And so I made myself available through Coffee Chats. And so people would post like book time with me on LinkedIn, and was able to talk with people like all over the world, in the States, abroad, everything. And that was really fun. And I was like, let's make mentorship available for everybody. And so I made that. And then Nerdcrawler came about because selfishly, I really wanted to win a Greg Capullo grab bag. And it's like,
that's such a great reason to start.
Like legitimately, it was like Greg Capullo grab bags. Jim
so hard to get those.
So hard.
Yes.
And Paul Smith at the time was doing those random art drops.
Right.
And I really wanted one. And my buddy, who's a better engineer than I, was like, "Oh, I built a crawler for PS5s. You could just make a crawler for this." Nice. And so I started like digging into it, and I was like, "Oh, it's actually not that hard."
Yeah.
And so I made it for myself, and I got a couple of pieces. And then some people asked like, "Hey, I would like to use it too." And so I made it available as like a consumer facing thing. And this is not like, for those in the comic art collecting space, like Nico has Comic Art Tracker. And Comic Art Tracker is fantastic for like indexing everything. Right, but at the time, it didn't have a like, in the moment I got a text message, because like Paul Smith stuff was really fast.
Yeah.
And so that's what I built. And then it did okay. But then it stopped growing. And then this probably gets like where, like when Nerdcrawler became a marketplace. Yeah. But the story there is, and stop me if you've heard it already, but Steve Morger, the founder of Big Wow and Lake Como, and also Frank Show's art rep, I am a member of his Facebook group. And during the Maui fires, he was doing auctions to help raise money for charity. Yes. And there was an Adam Hughes one. And I was like, one, I'm not going to win this, but maybe this is my chance. And so it was like $1,000 for, I can't even remember, maybe like an Invisible Woman or something. And I was like $1,001. And then I did like, P.S., would you be interested in a better way to auction these? Because at the time he would list them on his Facebook group. You'd have to email him the bid. He would take the bid, post it back on the Facebook group. And that would be like the circuitous way to like keep people updated.
And I bought a Frank Show piece off during that time for the auction. I even had to email Steve and come back and forth and
go back and forth, and you're like refreshing your email.
You could do your top bid, and he would bid up to your top bid for you. And I believe Steve was honest about that, doing it. But still, it was very cumbersome to try to get that.
I can imagine,
Yeah. And so then he was like, "You have been outbid, and I would be interested." So then I was like, "Okay, these are maybe like the 10 things off the top of my head that I think you would need." Because I knew he's like really busy, and he was like, "Yep, that sounds right." And so I made it in like a week, and then it didn't have any of the features that it really has now. It was literally like picture, put a number, and we would just show the number. And then afterward at the end, but it was a couple of the core things that mattered were the bids showed up in real time,
right?
And late bids we added time, because that was the biggest thing that like I hated about eBay. Was like late bids you needed to extend. And it worked. And from there, we did a couple more, and then I got an email from Steve with the subject line introductions,
Yeah.
and it
Thanks, Steve.
was, oh yeah, it was, hey Skev, Steve connected me with Frank, and Frank was like, hey, I'm looking for a way to like sell some sketch covers to raise money to buy a house. And that was huge because
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Frank pretty much my whole life,
yeah.
and that kind of set everything off. Yeah.
Well, that's cool because Nerd Crawler, I never realized it was a crawler before. I was going to ask you, why is a marketplace called Nerd Crawler?
Yeah.
Like, where was the origin from it?
I
But
was
you-
gonna say, yeah, I'm assuming crawler, yeah, the technical term.
yeah,
or like,
at the bottom. Well, that makes so much more sense. And I really wish I'd have known it was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Because you are so
Yeah.
right. There were so many artists and different sites that did random drops
Mhm.
that it would have been very helpful to have a ding ding pop up now. I mean, Skottie's even doing now. He's doing his one word study props, and he's been doing them about every single weekday. But
Yeah.
they go up at random times, so you never know when they're going to be up. And like the one that went up today, hair. Was sold out as soon as I got the link that or the notification that it was up. You clicked on the link, and maybe the Instagram's going slow about pushing out the notification,
Mhm.
but by the time you get there, it's sold out. Like there's no chance of getting some of these pieces. So
Yeah, Skottie was back on Squarespace at the time when I
Yeah.
launched Nerdcrawler, and I was like, this is gonna be great because like I really wanted one of those too. Because yeah,
Yeah.
like the emails go out, but sometimes Gmail will delay an email at a per user level.
Yeah.
And so you just
Okay.
don't know, like it might be 0 minutes for you, but it's actually
Yeah.
delayed from other people. And when you're talking about the things that we're trying to buy, which is like these one of ones, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, build Nerdcrawler exactly for that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we discussed this earlier. The Felix drop that he had for the Absolute Batman, and the email that I got was at 11:03, I think, my time, Central Time, and they're like it sold out in under a minute. So by the time you got the email about it, it was, and you could have been prepped for it, but for anybody that forgot, it's too late. I mean, the 2 minutes is way too much
Well,
time to have to wait on the.
Yeah,
so-
and even alerts, and it's crazy because it's like it's everything. Like nowadays, like I'm literally subscribed and paid for a Discord for AMC Stubbs A list, so I can know when a movie drops, so I can get my tickets because it's literally a fight or flight. You know, you just got to fight to the like an arena style fight for things nowadays. So
It was pretty fun. You're 100% right. It was fun to like for a period of time though, just know that like who are the artists that sell the fastest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah,
Watch
that's
Like
that,
a
I
great.
I could know like, oh, Gallery Zero, Chris Pachalo. I was like, I know.
Yes, his
I
goes
knew.
quick.
And you could actually, so the way the technology worked, if anyone wants to go build their own, because the crawling part is no longer really maintained, but
Yeah.
Like Chris Pachalo in particular, he would clean up everything. So the way that it worked was I would check the first product in the
Yeah.
grid, and if the title changed, that would mean that like it was a new product. And so the
Oh.
way that Chris was doing it was you'd have the old products, and then I would stop sending notifications because it was the same, and then
Yeah.
suddenly they would all get deleted, and I was like, oh, it's coming, and then within like 5 or 10 minutes, it would be like, there's a death, and I was like, oh, there it is,
Yeah.
you know, and then it would be gone in like 30 seconds.
All right, so now that you've showed us that, I still don't think I could build it, Chris. I don't,
Yeah.
you're telling me good information, but I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
But so it's an incredible function that you and very
Yeah.
valuable too.
Thanks, man.
When I was gonna say, like, do you find that that's kind of part of it? Like, because there's so many collectors, that thrill of the chase, that thrill of the hunt is a big part for them. So, did you find that was a motivational, thing for you to like? Not only do you want it, but it's like that thrill of seeing yourself, but also others, and knowing, like you said, like seeing who sells first, that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think that's why like the auction part really worked.
Yeah.
Because what we found was like once I made the crawler available to the public though, like no one really talked about it. Like Dustin, like you said, like you didn't really know about
No.
it, even Once we made the marketplace though, it was like, oh, people were like sharing links about it. Like there's this user on Instagram, SketchGod 1 and I'd gone on his podcast before, and he would like
Familiar
literally
with
write articles, like Instagram
Yeah.
posts about it. And thanks, Kev. And that was really cool to see people almost like pool their friends and be like, look at this crazy one.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's a great feature for this, because just having like the group chats that we have, within the Skottie group and things,
Yeah.
when there's a big auction going on at Raremarq, I mean, we're all talking about it. We're all looking on there, and some of us, once it hits a certain point, we're out. Like we can't even. But then, like I said, it becomes more of a, where will it end? How high will they take it?
Yeah.
And during one of the October thing, I saw where Stanley had came on and was watching. Like
Yeah.
because that's such a cool feature that you can see who's watching the
Yeah.
auctions. And they're like, you were all sitting on, for better, lack of a better term, sitting on our couches watching this thing just escalate and wondering who will be the last one standing at the end of it. So
Yeah.
we're right there with you.
Well,
We get
well,
thrilled over it.
I was gonna say, and that's what's so cool about it is that's what's so awesome about it, is bringing back that social aspect. And I'm assuming obviously that was a big part of it, especially during COVID, like your choices to make these kinds of things, because again, that stuff wasn't accessible, especially and everything was shut down, so you can go to conventions, all that kind of stuff. But being able to connect not just with other fans, but also like Dustin was saying, the artists themselves and being able to see them in and get that, like, to feel like no matter who you are, you don't have to dress up to go into an art house, kind of thing where it's like, all right, this is too, expensive for me. It's like making it more accessible to everyone, which is really awesome. So
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly enjoyable to just like that. I get to like be in my PJs and just kind of like hang out. Now and I love what Whatnot does in terms of like the live stream parts of it too. But one of the things that we realized at least was like for some of like it's hard to tune in. Like Skeff's in the chat. I love watching Skeff when I can.
Here we go,
It's
Skeff.
super fun, but it also was like, hey, it's at bath time. So I
Yeah.
can't necessarily like be as tuned in of it. So
Yeah,
there's just kind of like the balance of like how do we find our version where it's like kind of like the in the middle version, I guess, where like I think what Scaff and CSA and the guys over on like Whatnot, like that's the most like I'm watching Ryan draw it right here, and like that's great. And there's like something in the middle, and then I feel like the eBay version is the most like hands-off version. Like I really don't even know if I'm buying it from the creator and that kind of thing. So.
Absolutely.
No, that's a great way of putting it. Like taking the best parts of each of those and then like merging that together to create your product. Which I mean, as that's what's so great. Like that's any artist or anything. Like you take the things that inspire you and then create yourself something new that was inspired by those things. So, so Marketplace that started to 2024. That was when Marketplace started, and so that was just auctioning or like auctioning straight through the website. Then
correct.
Gotcha, cool. And then then 2025, the big rebranding to Raremarq, which I love that name and I loved the inspiration and like you talking about the name. So
thank you so much. May 2025, we had done at that point I think over $1 million in sales for our creators, and a lot of people were like, "Why is it called Nerdcrawler?" Like some people bristled at the name, and we just we're like like the crawler's not really part of this anymore. And so then what we like about Raremarq is that it immediately tells you that like it's special and rare items, and then it has Mark in it, which is like for Marketplace, but then Remark is also in it, which was like one of the first things we ever sold. Like I actually have it like right here. Like
really? Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get it. Here, let's see.
It's we'll wait as long as we need to.
Yeah, we're in no hurry.
I think I've ever shown this to anybody.
Oh yeah, one of the show prints. Yes,
this is one of the ones that I got. Yeah,
that's really cool.
So we felt like it would be nice to have that all in the name, and also the .com was available. So
Oh, and that's always a big help. So.
And Chris, just in case, if you have any other art handy that you want to show off at any time during the show.
I was going to say, one of the questions I had, and I can shoot it now, is your favorite piece in your collection and then the piece that means the most to you. Because those aren't always the same thing, but I was just curious those two. So
let's see if I can just show it to you.
Yeah. We're going to
it's gonna be hard to see, and there's a Peloton bike in the way, and there's also drying.
Love it.
But
Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
This Batman is probably the one that means the most.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Nick Offerman. And I will speak to that one then momentarily. The Batman means the most because that's the only Jim Lee I have, but it's also like it started the whole thing. So that was at SuperCon, and I'll tell the whole story. Got there as fast as I could. I was like the 6th person in line. He was drawing for like the first 5 people. He drew for those 5, and I said I would love a sketch. And it was at that con actually with Frank.
I thought I had the
genuinely might be.
There
it is. Yeah, Jim right there. It was that con, and he was like, "Hey, I can't draw for everybody, but if you come back later, I might be able to do something for you." And I said, "I have prom that day." Like it was literally prom. I had to leave at like 2 o'clock.
That's awesome.
Get changed and go. And he was like, "Come back before you leave." So I got lunch. I came back at like 12:31, and he said he saw me. and he motioned me to come over. He had this huge line, but he motioned me to come over. I came over, and then he just started drawing, and he just drew that
That's
Batman.
awesome.
And
Wow.
I said, you can find the video. I think it's, if you look up Jim Lee Chris on Raremarq, you can find the product page on Raremarq, which then links to the YouTube video because someone recorded it. But I literally say, like, this is better than prom. And Jim goes, if it is, you need a better date. But I'll tell you, all these years later, that's on my wall. And the prom picture is not anywhere to be found. So
exactly.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
And then the real quick, just for the chat, the Ron Swanson, that is actually from Mike Choi of X-23 fame, among many other books. He also drew like the fully suited up Bastion in X-Men Second Coming. But I think this was during the pandemic. He was trying to do Instagram auctions, and he was dropping pieces, and he put it for like $1, and I commented $100, and nobody else ever bid. And he was like, well, I guess you won it. And I was like, yeah, thanks, man. And he's like, I think you just scared everybody. And it kind of actually set the seed for all of this later, because I started talking to them about like, okay, like why are you using Instagram? Like, what don't you like about it? What else are you using? And he was like, you really should think through this. And I was like, should I go, you know, do it on this path or this path? And he kind of helped at that moment and just gave me ideas. So that was really cool. And then sorry, you said most special and then my favorite. Sorry.
Yeah, favorite. Yeah, favorite. And then the piece that means the most. I guess what would be the favorite? Yeah.
So I would say and my laptop's getting plugged. So this Frank show Power Girl is the only large Frank piece I have, other than a sketch of Oscar from his Liberty Meadow series. So that Power Girl is the first big piece we ever sold on Raremarq.
Oh, wow.
And the story there is I was building out a bunch of features once Frank was like, I'm going to start doing stuff. And he did this big 16x24 Power Girl, and he listed it to start. And I was like, okay, I'm going to fix all these things. And at the time, there was that piece and then a Frank cover on Heritage for Wonder Woman that was at like 8,000 or something. Yeah. And this piece was at like 4,000. So I was like, well, I'll just bid on it, and somebody's going to bid at the end, and I'll lose, but I need to bid on it just to verify some stuff.
Yeah, to get things right.
Just to make sure it works. And after I bid on it, my wife was like, you didn't think about just making a fake product? Because like if you win, you're going to have to buy it. And I was like, but like I'll lose. I'm confident I'll lose because of this one over here.
It's got to.
It's got to lose. And then count it down to 0.
How much sweat was on your brow?
And so I came out and I told my wife, I was like, I won. And she was like, I guess it's just going to be a funny story.
Yeah.
And
very understanding wife.
That's great. Yeah.
Thank you to my wife. And because she was like, you have to do it. You can't like renege and then not pay Frank and then everything falls apart.
Oh yeah, so that's even worse for business.
Yeah, and then and the rest is history. Now I get to do this for a living. But that incredible choice of like that changed everything. And then that's now, really of course, cool. You go on Thanksgiving, and the sketch covers are more than that 16x24. So it all kind of worked out.
Exactly. Hindsight is always crazy when you look at that stuff. It's like in the moment you're like, oof, and then you look back, you're like, okay, well that wasn't that bad.
and the reality is, I don't know when I would ever be able to win a 16x24 Frank show. So
no. So that works out great. And if anyone would have needed and deserved it, I'd say it'd be you for what you've brought Frank to this point. So.
Well, I was going to say, before we move on real quick, I did spot one other. I had a question about looks like your family in the style of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, great eye.
That looks amazing.
Wow.
So that's it's Naruto. So,
it's Naruto. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Naruto. So I'm the 4th Hokage, and then my son Nathan is dressed as Naruto, and then my wife is dressed as Kushina. My wife got it for me actually for my birthday. And yeah, I read all of Naruto when we were like when Nathan was like a year old, and I'm so glad that I did, because like one of my favorite, if not my favorite, like mangas of all time now. So.
Yeah, it's on my list, and it's the big 3. I'm currently getting through One Piece, so I'm like, I gotta finish One Piece.
I don't think you can go to get through One Piece. That's like an incomplete statement. Yeah. I'm
on like episode like 900 now. I haven't gotten through the manga yet. I'm like slowly doing that, but I'm like, all right, I'm 900. They're coming up with the break. This is good. I can catch up in a sense, but yeah.
The thing I'll say about Naruto is it's complete,
Yeah.
right? And so that
True,
was
yeah.
a big thing. You don't need to read Boruto. I tried.
Yeah.
I read 12 volumes, and I was like, this is not great.
Yeah.
But for Naruto, by volume 3, there's a specific story arc where I just like sobbed, and I was like, this
Oh, wow.
rocks.
Yeah.
And so like the fact that like you can hit an emotionally resonant story in 3 volumes, but
Yeah.
Boruto has taken 12, and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That's completely fair. Yeah. There's instances where it's just like, this just isn't working out, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, no, going to this, I love your history blurb, about, you as the founder, your first memory with your dad watching X-Men animated series. The 2 pictures here, obviously, with Frank and Jim, and then even just everything that Raremarq has. I'm unfamiliar with Nerdcrawler. Like, I know the name in passing. I've only more recently gotten into like original art and stuff, so like it's definitely on my radar now. It's Raremarq and everything, but it's really cool to see, animation cells, books, commissions, all that kind of stuff that y'all are carrying. But I was just kind of curious, like you said, you talked about it somewhat that convention, but I guess kind of going more into it, that kickstarting everything, especially with Frank and you giving us these photos of like that first time versus now, which is so cool. So
yeah, it's wild. Truly, yeah, like 2007, just being a fan. I remember asking, I was like, can I get a Rogue? And he was like, I don't draw women for free. Like that's like in 2007. And I was like, respect.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's the fallback? But then now, 18 years later, I feel like Frank actually looks younger. Like, I don't know, like he's leeching life force from me.
Yeah. There's some, like they age like a fine wine. It's like, you look better.
Hold on a second. Did you Sketch comment here? It's like
Frank, I'd say Frank and I were both softer, at the time. I don't know, it's Joey
it's the baby face.
No. There's definite glow ups on both sides. Y'all are. Man about
it helps
town.
that the environment too. So that was in Lake Como, on the right.
It's a really beautiful shot there.
I wasn't gonna go, and then Davide of Comic Touch Art Europe was
Frank's gonna slap Skip for the next time.
Honestly, the 3 of us, I mean, I'm their child. But so Comic Touch Art Europe was doing a live stream, and they wanted to use our beta technology at the time, and so I was able to convince the wife that like we needed to go out there. And it truly is like, Steve Morger and Arno put on an amazing show at Lake Como. And I think Frank talks about this quite a bit, but if you run the numbers, it is cheaper to go to Como than it is to go to San Diego.
Really?
Like, actually,
wow.
it's pretty crazy. Like, especially if you can get like a decent flight, or if you have points for the airline, because the airline's probably the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then once you're there, it's so much cheaper than San Diego, because San Diego is just nuts.
I think I've tried to talk that to my wife, because I could probably go to any con in the U.S. and she'd be like, "All right, go." But if I'm going to Lake Como, I've got to take her and my 4 kids. So that's where the cost is.
The cost goes up.
Lake Como would be such a beautiful place to go to. Maybe when the kids were empty nesters, we might try to hit that up. But it looks like a wonderful con. Have you been there many times, or just
no? It was a bucket list thing, and then I got to go for the first time. And I think what makes it also really unique is that Steve and Arno ensure that it's a very intimate group, right? Like the guest list is smaller, the number of attendees is smaller, and so like I just got to walk up to Gabriel Deodo, get a book signed, and talk to him for like 5 minutes. Like how often? Like when he was at MegaCon, it was crazy, right? Or like John Arena Jr. just hanging out drawing, and you can just like pop a chair and like talk with them. It's a really unique show, and then also their welcome dinner. I feel like Steve owes me dollars for plugging the show so much, but that welcome dinner is worth it. Like if you're gonna go, you should do that, because then you're just like breaking bread next to like, I don't know, like Frank Cho, and I think Archer's going next year. And
well, that was one of the, because I told the guys, me and Seth and Tyler were talking about off air, because there was a complaint from Lake Como this year about like J. Scott Campbell. I guess he offered 5 sketches, and the guy that was third in line didn't get one because there were some people that found a way to get in front of him before. And what impressed me so much was like the guys from that show were like right on top of it, saying, how did this happen? I mean, they were asking tons of questions, because that happens at every con. Like that's kind of a main. If you've ever been to a con, you're probably going to get there. think you're first in line, end up being like 15th in line,
Yeah.
just
I
because
mean, it
people
happens at the
think you know.
grocery store.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So
Like your friends just hold your spot in line,
yeah. So this, but the fact that they're trying to fix it and make it, because you said it is more of an intimate show
Yeah.
with less attendees, and I mean, they seemed like they were much more attentive than say you go to another bigger MegaCon. If you complain to somebody at MegaCon, they're going to be like, well, tough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
But these guys are actually
You're
looking to
in line
try
with
to
the
find.
other 100 people who have issues. So
Yeah.
Right.
So, but even so, you hear. I mean, I hear a lot of really good stuff about it. But whenever you hear something negative about it, it seems like the guys are pretty quick to respond and
handled,
try to fix it. So, that impressed me more than the negativity from the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't say enough positive things about it. But for us, so Dustin, to your point, with two kids of my own, it's like I couldn't stay there for a long time in Italy, So it was.
Yeah.
I think we landed Friday morning, and then I flew out Monday morning. It was fast, but like most people, I think most folks, if they're going to do it, are like, you fly to Switzerland or something, or fly to Milan, and then you do that for a little bit, and then you go to the show, and just a really good experience for sure.
When they say a quick shout out to Becker. Hey, Becker, Mr. Mike Becker, he joined us in here. Okay,
There
so
you
next
go.
year, Skottie Talk live
Yeah.
from Cuomo.
You should.
Yeah, we got to.
We should definitely do that.
I mean, it's definitely more plausible next year for me, Dustin. So
we're actually planning on hitting up OAX in February.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to Heroes. I'm usually a one kind of guy a year. That's my motto. But I'm stretching out to two, and it's going to be a little different for me. It's I'm going to have to make some judgment calls on pieces that I buy. My number of Skottie purchases next year may go down.
You're doing 2, and I'm looking to do 4. So
I can't do. Yeah, but you live in Orlando, so you like fall out your back door.
I'm near MegaCon, and then I've got family in North Carolina, so Heroes is easy.
Oh yeah, Heroes.
Yeah, so
and
he's
then
good.
New York, my brother lives there, so it's like I've got people lined up at the places I want to go. Thankfully, so yeah.
And just about every show you go to, I think Skeff will be there.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
Chilling,
there in the background. It's
man,
that meme of like Henry Cavill and oh my goodness, Jason Momoa, where like Jason Momoa's behind like
on him on the red that is Skeff.
That's how it feels like with Skeff. Yeah.
No, not that Lake Como, not the one in Wisconsin. She'd probably let me go there by myself. She wouldn't be worried about that one. But we've talked about this for several times, and oh my gosh, I didn't blur any of these. Avert your eyes, children. Avert your eyes. Avert your eyes, children.
These are all safe for work.
It's totally it's all zoomed out, so you just squint your eyes.
Use your imagination. But the prompts here, someone kept saying crypto. I didn't think there was a crypto. Oh, there is a.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, crypto's today. That's today. That's the today one. I thought there was one of him by himself. That's what Seth was saying earlier, and I didn't remember him being there.
No.
So the
crypto's in there. It's just not maybe less safe for work version of crypto.
Yeah,
that's right. So we got now.
I was going to say if these, you wanted to get it off the non-censored.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! But the Jasmine
spread, the more the chat enjoys it. So
yeah, what in the world is he going to do with Jasmine from Aladdin? Have you seen these? Or do you know?
No,
so you don't see him before the drop?
No. He only showed me the first 4 when we were like getting ready for assets and stuff, but I haven't seen anything after Zatanna. I'm seeing live with you guys.
Okay. Well, that's got to be thrilling for you and nerve-wracking for you at the same time to see what.
Honestly, like seeing anything Frank does is always super fun. Like you look at this set and like some of the things he does, like with Harley and like the black and using the ballpoint pen, or like how he does the shading on like Power Girl on the like second from the left one.
Yeah,
it's just he's really good. It's cool to watch masters work, like whether it's Frank or our term or watching Jim Lee like on his Twitch stream. I think there's something that we all just admire of like watching someone who's the best at what they do it, and you're like, God damn, you make it look so easy.
Yeah, and doing it, the stuff, because especially with this, it's like they're doing the stuff they really want to do. So it's like when they get to have a lot of fun with it, especially like Frank likes to do. It's like, this is perfect. This is like the perfect way to like get that glimpse into their artistic style and stuff. So.
But it's so odd to hear Frank talk kind of about his process too, because I haven't had the conversations you've had with him, but just listening to him on Whatnot, where he talks about being a nurse at first, and then you see his King Kong paintings that he does that are just masterpieces that could be hung up at any museum here, in the world. And then he
Yeah.
does these Frank's Given one that brings so
Yeah.
much joy to people too. So it's just like he's a very complicated fellow because you can't ever pin him down exactly, you know, what type of artist he is because he's just the ultimate artist, I think, from what he's able to do.
And he had his gallery in New York,
Yeah.
as well.
That's
the Great New
right.
York
That's
Comic Con.
right.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and there were several. I didn't realize he was selling pieces from the gallery, but I saw
Yeah.
several people buying the pieces from there. So
The triptych is if I had all the money. There's that like triptych Birds of Prey that he's done. It's like incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the if I had the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably saw the infamous Whatnot show with the Doomsday drawing, the Doomsday
Oh, no.
clock drawing with Skeff. Skeff, send Chris a message.
Yeah, text me.
We're not bringing that one up on the screen.
Yeah, let's bring that one up real quick.
No, please don't. We don't need to see that on here. No one needs to see that on here. But this year, so which one has, you said you saw the first four, which I'm assuming are the four on the right,
Correct.
because the Tantana was the last one.
Correct.
So was there any of them here that you saw that you're like, oh man, this is even more wilder than what Frank does, or is this pretty much?
I think the crypto today was the one that shocked me the most.
That's which.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's the next one.
Yeah, the crypto one is the one.
Crypto is back there. I had to put his.
Yeah. But the Black Cat is my favorite for sure.
Oh, he does. I have a very, very small Black Cat that he did. It was one of his quick pieces, but he even did cross hatching on it, and it was just so good. But a full piece like this, or I like the Labubu. I'm not gonna lie, the Labubu has probably been my favorite one from that. I am watching that one, but it's probably going to get out of hand pretty quickly, like these first two did.
You got to take a shot, though. It never hurts to take a shot. But...
Yeah, you're living proof of that with that Power Girl on the back wall. There,
yeah. Sometimes you just win them and you just figure it out afterwards. Yeah.
That's right.
It's an after problem.
Which, speaking of, if anybody's looking at bidding on any of these things, one of the cool things about this that you discussed on the other show that we listened, we just steal other people's podcast material and recycling it. But you talked about the escrow. And I love that process of escrow where the money gets held by a third party, not the buyer or the seller, until the actual art or comic or print has been delivered to the buyer. And so can you talk a little bit about that process just to kind of alleviate people's fears on that?
Yeah. When we were starting it out, I remember talking to somebody and said, you have to figure out how to deliver value like in this space. And at the time I had just seen there's a Facebook comic artist buyer beware or comic sketch buyer beware. Tyler's nodding because he's probably part of the group too. A couple posts just went off about a couple of artists. And I was like, there's that, but then also at the same time there was like on the artist side, a buyer's just backing out or flaking or like issuing a PayPal like reversal even though the artist had sent the thing. And I was like, well, it seems like there's bad actors on both sides sometimes. And so what if we just had an escrow service where we could securely hold the funds and then make sure that the art arrives safely and then we release the funds? And that has it's there have been some artists who are like, oh, that doesn't work for me, and like that's fine. But for the vast majority of people who are selling on Raremarq and buying on Raremarq, the response has been like, that's so great because we're buying these like pretty expensive pieces and there are things that just happen. There are things like pieces get pressed, or I remember the seller in the listing said it'd come with like 3 prelims, and then the buyer was like, hey, I didn't get those prelims. And so then we're able to hold the transaction. And then the seller was like, oh, I found them and I'll just send them back to you. And they're like, great. And then the seller sends them and the buyer's like, great, everything's good. And you just release the funds and everyone's happy. But in this world of like, we're constantly moving dollars now all over the internet. Yeah. But it's scary.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Especially when you're spending $4,000 at a time or something. Yeah.
I got you. You froze up for just a second, Chris. Was making sure you're
but
good.
No, I mean it's nice because it's accountability, and it's accountability on both sides, which is nice because like you said, there's the ambiguity of like going online trying to buy from somebody like obviously already has like it's problems that you can run into, but to be able to do that even with the artists, like you said, there's still that hesitancy to like drop big chunks of money. So that's super nice to be able to have that on both sides of knowing you can make that purchase and you'll get it. And then they'll get their money after you get the product. So
right, exactly.
Yeah. And I plugged the site too. I hadn't like dropped the site. Raremarq, Go to raremark.com. You can go there and bid on that stuff to Thanksgiving. But then we can get into the auction now stuff,
All right.
which we can chat about. So
Well, before we get done with Raremark, I just want to give Chris a chance to plug. Now, we've talked about all the artists that sell on Raremark. Can say anybody? You say you use verified sellers on there. So can somebody that may have an eBay shop that sells comic art? What is the process about them getting on Raremark to become a seller on there through your site?
Yeah, all they have to do is just email the team with a link to where they've previously worked or sold, right?
Okay.
And if they have, then we can then verify them and then prove them.
Okay, because there's lots of art collectors that are now following Raremark and jumping on different people's auctions. It's not just the artists that can benefit from it. It's the everyday art seller, as long as they have a good reputation and can verify that they are
Yep.
actually an art seller and not just someone that's trying to scam somebody.
Correct.
we can get into that stuff later too with the other thing too, Dustin. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, so auction now. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry.
sorry, I was waiting for you to talk. That was
So Auction Now came out because we were talking with a couple of sellers and artists, and they were like, well, I don't want to, like, I already sell on Shopify, right? And my entire business is on Shopify. Why should I leave and try a new place? If you could give me the technology, though, and just let me drop it in on my Shopify shop, that's something I'm interested in. And so, like, great, let's try it. And so then we built the app. Was able to get a bunch of early sellers and support, like Anajuo and Chaotic Comics. And then through this, that's actually how we were able to get connected with Skottie. Because I remember trying to talk with Skottie about it. And again, kind of the response was like, yeah, but, we do a lot on Shopify. So, kind of meet us where we are. And then we reach out to them and they're like, oh, this is interesting. And then we tried it. And yeah, since then we've helped them run a couple of auctions and they've been, I think pretty great. So yeah.
That's very cool. And we talked a little bit about that before the show started too, about how artists really like to, if they have their own site, they like to drive traffic towards their site. And if nothing else, this gets the people that maybe have just shopped on Raremark and aren't familiar with an artist site. I mean, this kind of pushes them to that site. So even they go in and bid, if they don't win the bid, they can then look through their other categories of art or books or trades or whatever and purchase from that artist. So it's a win-win for the artist to do that. Now, how does Shopify, whenever you embed this stuff in that, I mean, have you had any like conflicts with them about launching this kind of thing within their sites?
Oh, no. So the way that this works is you get our bidding technology on the site, but then when the auction is over, all the orders happen on Shopify.
Oh, cool.
So yes, all the payment goes through Shopify. So they're happy because they're like, great, that's actually more dollars for our merchant.
Pushes it,
right. But it takes all of the bidding magic, all of the email alerts and everything like that, but then makes it available on Shopify shop. And so they like it, and then the sellers like it because they go, great, I can click a couple buttons and go from an idea to an auction in like 30 seconds or something.
Oh, cool.
No, it's been super cool. And I mean, it's like, here's another example, Chaotic Comics. You had that listed, of them running it through their site for their own stuff. And then obviously, like we talked about, Skottie and then Chrissy, and, seeing these auctions go up and doing really, really well for them. It's been really cool to see that stuff integrated. Because somebody as myself, again, like I like to not keep this little website, like there's so much to keep up with. So it's nice to be able to just go to his site like I normally do, be able to see those auctions, keep up with them. And that's super awesome. To see the results of this stuff. Like you said, see people who maybe weren't as, or more hesitant to join now, and then seeing the benefits of doing that. So.
Yeah. And I think on the buying side too, just so much of our orders are, as regular buyers, Shopify runs a lot of online commerce. And so being able to use the same checkout flow you already use when you're buying, socks or whatever, or comics even, right, from Skottie, you're like, great, now it's just the same place. And so it makes you feel really comforted.
No, it's super nice to be able to, exactly. You've caused like huge waves. And I'll jump to this slide and then jump back. But 2 million in sales. And like you said, it's just getting started. So it's incredible. I mean, it's really awesome, the service you're providing for artists. Like I said, it's just nice because it's not just for one person, it's for everybody, and it's benefiting the industry as a whole, which is really cool. So
And Tyler, before you came on, me and Chris were talking about, because that podcast that you had shared with me that I listened to that he was on was like set back in April, and they had just hit $1 million. I mean, they've doubled
Yeah.
it, in such a short span too. So I
Yeah.
mean, next
Less
time
than a
Chris
year to
comes,
double, yeah.
next time Chris comes on, I'm sure it's going to be at 1 billion or something crazy like that, because this thing is growing exponentially, and it's incredible to watch. And have you on here. I feel like you're already trended high and we're riding your waves, but I think we're still catching you on the way up. I think you've got a lot farther to go with this project, because it's
Thanks.
now with Skottie and Chrissy. I mean, not just them, but for Raremarq and for auction now. But are you finding yourself early on you were approaching artists, or were they approaching you, or has that shifted any? Are you getting more people approaching you now for the functionality of it, or
In the beginning, we definitely had to approach people.
Right.
Yeah.
New
It
product?
was hard. Yeah. And folks like Skeff and folks like Lisi at Comic Sketch Art were
Right.
incredibly amazing. Just super nice. And I still remember MegaCon. I had talked with Frank and we had dinner with Frank. And Frank was like, I'll try to get as many people as I can to come to dinner and you can talk with them. And Sabine was the only person who came, but she was Sabine Rich.
Yeah,
She
that's a good.
was
That's a good one though. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just to have
Um,
one, yeah.
She has lovely art.
and we talked it was a small dinner, but she was so nice. And then Lisi was the one that she was like, oh yeah, like let me introduce you to like everybody. And like she introduced me to like Brett Bean and
Love Brett Bean.
like Ryan
Oh,
Otley
hard.
and like a bunch of folks. And I was like Mitch Jarrett's, and I was like, wow, like I don't think any of them remembered shaking my hand, but
Yeah.
it was more that like you go into this not sure how people are going to treat you, but like having folks like Lisi. I remember like shaking hands with Skeff and just picking his brain and him giving me advice about like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You like, okay, like people are good. Like you can, like, if you just come from it of a place of like, I just want to try and help. Be a genuine human being. Like it's been great. Yeah.
No, and I was just gonna say, like, you're so personable, and like you said, you're coming
Absolutely.
at it from a point of helping. Like it's the financial side of things, but in a sense that I want to help you as an artist grow, to reach your fan base, to help that fan base reach you more. Like, and that's obviously the big key. And I'm assuming that would be the thing, is like you said, difficult to get those meetings at first, but then once you do, it's like, oh, okay, this is different than what I was expecting, or different what I've received in the past. And clearly that's made its mark, like Sketch said, because again, 2 million sales and only continuing. And then you provided us an image talking about meeting with Skottie and how this came about. So
so that is one of the first photos I have of my son Nathan, and that is Skottie's X-Force book. And yeah, so when we were talking with Skottie's with Megan, who runs all of his operations at Stupid Fresh Mess, Skottie was kind of there, and I was like, I have to at least tell you guys that like we are fans first and we genuinely care. And so I shared this photo, like this is one of our first pictures with Nathan, and Skottie's talking. He's like, that's awesome, dude. Like that, like, and I think these are the moments that you can't fake. Like, like for those of us that really love this, you can't go back in time and take a photo with Frank Cho when you're in high school. You can't go back in time and take a photo with your son, right? It's like, these are the memories you have. And so that when you bring them to the people that you're trying to build a business for or with, and you go like, hey, I just wanted to share, like, this is one of my memories with you. It's like, oh shit, like these people are the real deal.
Business,
right?
Exactly.
Like Dustin, right? Like behind you, it's like a ton of artwork. It's like if you hop on a call, it's like, yeah, he's legit because it's literally behind him, And I think that it's the best.
And one of the reasons that I even invited you to come on here, not just because it's an awesome project, but like I said, I knew you were an art fan, and I knew that you would fit right in with this hangout session we have, and not just talk about the business aspects of it, because some of the other, you can read the profiles on your website, but we want to talk art, want to talk about the passion behind it, and this picture right here just sums it up. Good gosh, I'm trying to talk nice to Chris. Get zero breaks here, man. These are just a bunch of jokers.
You got your toes. Yeah.
The art is all fake. Yeah, it's kept in a museum somewhere. No, but Chris, we know your passion extends way beyond the business part of it, and that's what's cool. That's why it's cool to have you hanging out here with us.
Thanks.
So,
well, that's
you can't. You can't fake that baby blanket either. That's the blanket that's like the send home blanket. So
Every parent has that blanket from the hospital. Yep.
I have a feeling your wife was like, "Let's do skin to skin contact with the baby," and you're like, "Hold on a second.
Wait, hold on. I got to at least make sure. Yeah.
I just haven't had this comic.
Comic and perfect. There we go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
Put it
right.
in
I
that
would have did.
crib, the book. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
AI Gen baby. Yeah.
That's right. It's I think they're talking about the wall, not the
Yeah.
baby.
Oh,
So so. But
No,
yeah,
and-
that's adorable. That's
And I
adorable
think that's the
picture.
thing is like you were saying, it's the excitement, and like you said, like we were talking about too. Doing anything we do this stuff out of passion. Like Dustin and I
That's
doing the
right.
show, where making these apps and helping people and stuff. It's all passion projects, and then that transfers into the passions of other people. Again, creative people are so passionate, and that really shows
We're
when
great.
somebody's interested in that side of things and not just as a business transaction. So.
Yeah, Skiff. And
Yeah.
Chris, you said such nice things about Skiff. And last week I told you before the show, I told Chris, I was like, Skiff was coming at you last week. He's fixing to host a Whatnot show with Skottie, and he's like calling you out. And here you are saying, I need to know how you really feel about Skiff now. We need to get this beef started.
We'll get that
So
all fair, and then
Raremarq versus Whatnot starts here on Skottie Talk.
We'll just run them side by side.
Yeah, yours last 9 days. His will last a few hours. So. Oh man, it's all about stamina.
Oh my goodness!
I had a question. I had a legitimate question, and it's poof, it's completely gone, man. We have lost it. But what was the next thing we were talking about? Because I'm excited to.
Well, I guess one question before we get into
go.
Kind of toward the future and stuff. I was kind of curious, plans and everything. From what I saw, it doesn't appear that there's a mobile app, correct, for Raremarq.
No.
I was just kind of curious if you could talk
question.
about it. If there's any, idea you're working on or plans for that.
On the mobile app side, yeah, we would like one. We just don't have the developers to build it.
Yeah.
If anybody out there though has time, we'd love that. But we have what we call like a progressive web app, which basically is like Google's way of faking an app. And so if you go to raremarq.com on like an iPhone or an Android device, there's that little banner, and it can like add a little badge to your home screen.
The home screen. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can still send like push notifications and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
that stuff works in surprisingly well. Like I wouldn't have thought, because I've got a few of those, so that makes sense then at least to have that. So people, because again, that just comfortability, especially if you're using it frequently, as I'm sure most collectors are, then being able to have that to bring up the notifications and stuff is really nice. So
yeah. So people really appreciate the push notifications and just an easy way to open it. We'd love to have a mobile app at some point, but yeah.
Well, we'd love for you to have that as well. Like I said, you're only getting started, so I don't see it not happening. It's just a matter of when, not if. So But speaking of happening, auction.ai.
No. That was actually auctionow.ai.
So it's just auction now.
Okay.
So,
auction now. Gosh, I missed the 2 N's. Sorry, Chris.
No worries.
It's
still new, so like we haven't really talked much about it, but this is kind of the first place that we are talking about it. So if you go to auctionnow.ai, it is the next thing that we're building, which is taking the technology that we built with Raremarq and the Auction Now Shopify app. Exactly, auctionnow.ai. Yeah. And now letting anybody auction anything. Think of it kind of like a Linktree meets eBay, where you can use our little helper to chat and create auctions. You can manually make your own auctions if you like, and then we'll create a page for you to then start collecting bids on it. So the feedback that we were hearing was like, hey, I sell books, I sell toys, I sell Funko Pops, right? I don't want to pay eBay's like 15% fees and things like that.
Absolutely.
And so our model here is that it's free to make an account, and you get 4 active auctions for free. There is no platform fee. It is the only quote unquote fee is just the credit card processing fee, which is just like you pay that everywhere else that you're gonna sell online. Right. And then if you want to list unlimited auctions, then it's just $19 a month. And so it's a big step in kind of the next phase of the company, which is going back to like, hey, we've helped 400 sellers. Can we help like another 4 million sellers.
4
Yeah.
million. I like
Right.
that number. I was hoping you said it.
Yeah, and yeah, so it starts with like giving more of our technology into the hands of more people.
Yeah. No, it's super cool. And again, the nice
Sure.
thing about the site, like I went through and was like starting to run through the process just to kind of get an idea. And like you said, it's nice that you like fill that in for people, like people who may not have sold before, or it's new to them, or like don't necessarily know what they want to do, to be able to see those prompts of like,
Yeah.
oh, like, okay, I do have a lot of Funko, you know, whatever, or this kind of thing. And like just getting started in that sphere is really cool. So
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot more to do. It's still very much in what we're calling like a pre-alpha, but we figured like share it with you guys and the chat, and you guys can start making accounts if you'd like and just poke around. We're looking for feedback. We're doing customer calls over the next couple of days. Thanksgiving week is
cool.
tough, but
Yeah.
some of our early sellers and buyers from Raremarq are interested. And so we're going to talk with them and see how it goes. But yeah, we're really excited to just give our technology to more people. Like, as you mentioned, like the stories we've had of people being able to buy, like I can share this one because we recorded it for Miki and it's on our YouTube, but Miki Okazaki, who went from, you know, a rising artist and then now being able to like buy her mom shoes as a gift, just to say thank you for everything, mom. You know, those are the stories that we love, and we're like,
Sweet.
let's do that like millions of times over.
Yeah.
that's really awesome.
That's very cool. And you said I'm sorry, Tyler. Go on.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to confirm that $19 a month for unlimited auctions.
Yeah.
That is, compared to eBay, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is just it's all gotten so out of hand, and it's and that's the thing, is so nice to see a fresh face, or not like not necessarily a fresh face, but you know, something like this, a fresh, you know, new experience to be able to go through that does compete directly with that, and it makes it so much easier and accessible for people is massive. So,
and what I will say, so right now we call it like a Linktree meets eBay, because it's really great if you already have an audience, because like there's no like marketplace discoverability part.
Right.
So like
it's going to take some time.
Which will take, it's like eBay, obviously they have all their millions of users, but if you don't want to pay their fees and you have an audience and you're like, hey, I like, let's say you're already going to run an auction using like Facebook. We've seen the number of people who run Facebook auctions to be surprisingly high, where you're like, comment in the thing or this picture to make your bid, right? Like if you can just now have a profile where you're like, hey, they're all just here, and we'll handle all the bidding using the logic that we built, helping folks like Frank Cho and Archerm. We hope that gets people excited. Yeah.
No, well,
I was just saying, just a question. So I'm curious, if somebody maybe like myself, who I've sold a few things here and there on eBay, I'd maybe like to sell some things. Is that like, you know, is that still viable, or like not necessarily viable, but just, you know, how would that necessarily work if I don't necessarily have like, you know, like a direct audience I'm in contact with, you know, kind of frequently?
Yeah. And so there's likely a future where we'll introduce the concept of like cross-selling, but in the meantime, like it's really great though, like to Skeff's point of like those Facebook ones are exhausting. If you're a part of a group and you're able to say like, hey, now I'm just going to start to run them here. We are going to allow the ability to add like watchers and followers, so people can just start to follow your account, and then those become your customers. We found also that like the early users that would like this are folks with like a decent like Instagram following. Like we see a lot of folks like do these Instagram type auctions. Like now, just rather than doing it there in a comment, like just add it to your link in bio, and that would be the approach.
True. Yeah.
No,
And kind of, I was just one more that I had. So you kind of when going into the site are prompted, you know, like if you're selling Funkos and that kind of stuff, it's like for people who maybe have like some mixed. So like, is it more, you know, for focusing on a certain group, or like, is it, you know, just kind of whatever you're, you know, wanting to?
So right now the experience is like, it's your shop. So it's whatever you want to sell to your audience. And so, like if you guys were running to run something yourselves, you know, being able to just spin up a shop for free, and say like, hey, I got this one thing, you know, and then start to like use that to build your audience. A lot of the followers functionality is coming. But it's really this idea of like taking all the things that we've talked about of like this social shopping experience, but making it easy for people to just get started, and just put more dollars back in your own pockets. You know, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Awesome.
And that's what I was going to reference, because they talk about the Facebook auctions. We have several, you know, we have a huge group of the Skottie members of 10,800 members in the group. and then certain people will come in and say, "Hey, can I run auctions?" Like, sure, as long as you don't.
Got to keep up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and for them just to put a blurb in there and like with a link to this site where
Yeah.
everything is a lot more organized and you can clearly see what the auctions are. If they say the time ends at a certain time, you have to go back and be watching it to lock your thing down. It just so yeah, I can see this being very beneficial in that market for people that are selling specific books and have a group already built up that they can just drop the link into, whether it be Lego, Skottie books,
Yep.
Comic
anything,
deck,
Funko products, anything like that.
It's
I mean,
just your
this is
shop. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, and the next things that we're planning to add are like right now you can do an auction and an auction with a buy it now, but we're also hearing
Oh,
from
okay.
folks like we just want to do buy it nows only or making
Oh.
offers, and so we're just trying to add all that in there so that can just be like your one-stop shop to sell or auction anything you'd like.
That's awesome.
that's really cool.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Not just try to sell something on there, but to actually follow it.
Well,
and see.
and it's nice because again, like I said, it's buying OA art, as people know, or like original art, that's expensive. So
Yeah.
being able to go back and look at things and go, okay, maybe this doesn't mean as much to me as it used to be, but then being able to go and list and I haven't done eBay in ages. I know it's not necessarily great now. It's just kind of you just got to work with it kind of a deal. So this is nice because it's like, okay, cool. There's something fresh and new I can dive into and and work with you. Somebody who clearly is putting in the time and effort into making their programs better for everyone involved, which is really nice. So it's like that, safety of like, okay, well, even if it's not necessarily what people expect now, again, it's new and it'll get there. So
yeah. Well, and not to put anybody on the spot, and I won't reveal who, but we have, because my first business was a Slack alert business, we have Slack alerts for every single event that happens through our products, and I can tell you that somebody just signed up from this live stream. So thank you to this community.
That's awesome.
I will be reaching out to you privately to get feedback and probably scheduling a call. But again, like this is what it's about. Like just talking with folks and hopefully building something that can help more people. That's the dream. Yeah.
I think they saw Seth's comment and they were like, "Hey, we got to find," because my real plan of having Chris on was find a way to monetize Skottie Talk, and I think we just did. So.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, so
it crashed the website.
One of our thoughts of like, what's the first auction going to be? Because you have to like verify everything. And I was like, I guess I could just auction off an ad placement for the Frank's Giving page and just like see if that would work.
Yeah.
Because we're like, our big thing is like auction now, auction anything.
Right.
So whether it's like an ad unit, a sponsored post, whatever, a physical product, it all becomes possible now. And so it's going to be a fun ride. And if you guys start using it, obviously you guys have my contact info. Let's just keep chatting.
Yeah.
We just want to, it goes back to like, we changed the lives of Alex and Miki and Stanley and all these people.
Yeah.
Let's change everybody's. Right?
Other people's. Yeah. No, it's really cool. Yeah. I'm definitely, we'll be looking more into this for sure. I'm sure Dustin will. So.
When I hear Chris typing, I always look at the private chat because I'm thinking.
I'm going to follow up right now. With this
I was going to say.
Okay, go. Yeah, no, don't. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
I was going to say they might have outed themselves already with Ryan saying, he just signed up.
Oh, yeah.
Password that hasn't been found in a data breach.
There you go. Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you can share that password with us now, Chris. So
exactly.
So we have to reset it. That's what we're all about here.
Goodness.
There you go. 1, 2, 3 password. That's great.
Perfect.
So.
Well, yeah.
Oh, this is the comment. I think this was the most flattering comment. And you had the best thing to happen to art. I can't read it right, but the best thing to happen to art since galleries became a thing. And it took me a little bit to think about that, because I'm not as, quick on the uptake, but that is a big statement. That is a huge compliment. And when you hear something like that, I mean, you're 36, you said earlier, before the show. I don't know if you want me to reveal your age, but I'm hoping it's okay. So, but you're 36, you're young. I'm 44, Tyler's 33, so you're, in between us, but you're still, you're still a very young man. So you've got, and this is, like I said, there's, I feel like we're dealing with like a Zuckerberg here or somebody like that. That's, well, to some degree, I mean, you say no, but to the art world, what you're bringing to certain people and you're launching on these different platforms, they're actually trying to help not just the collectors, but the artists themselves. So this is a big compliment and a big statement, and it's true. It's very true.
Yeah. Yeah, like worked at startups, worked with great and was like, why not me? If you watch Naruto, I highly relate with Rock Lee.
Oh yeah.
He's my man,
No.
and it
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
let's
you
go see
know,
him again. I didn't realize who
okay,
is that?
yeah,
Hold
this
him
is
real
Rock
quick.
Lee from
Oh,
from
cool.
Naruto,
Okay.
and
I love that.
it's the like, why not, right? Like,
Mm.
life is so short, like why not me, why not try?
Right.
And yeah, you just you do these things and you hope, please God, somebody use it. And then
Yeah.
Michelle in particular, I mean, she did these charcoal pieces that went absolutely nuts. And yeah, I think, we one of my biggest inspirations. So Nathan's middle name is Bernard, and I like to tell a story because it keeps his memory alive. So Bernard passed away very early during the pandemic from cancer, and one of my best friends, and probably the smartest guy I
Yeah.
knew. And the thing that he told me before he passed on was like, you only have so much time. Right? That's the thing. When you get this diagnosis, you realize that's not the thing you can't get back.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you have time, like, use it, right? Do something with it. And I think that's very much like why I'm so blessed to build this business, is because it's like, yeah, his time ran out, but like I get to keep going and I have the time that I have, and like, why not build something great, or at least try. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
trying like being the key word. And I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in like the average every day, and like you just keep going, and then like sooner or later you realize how much time has passed, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. And or people that tell you, to not pursue the things that and you listen to them, unfortunately. But then, to be able to say, there's so many artists again who don't see that spotlight because fear is such a big thing for artists, and like putting your artwork out there and just doing it. And so that's why Skottie's, mantra, just do it. You just got to do it. Just do it. Just get everything else out of your head and just do it, which is obviously easier said than done, depending on who you are. But it's great to see success stories like this. And again, for people like yourself you're relaying that message as well, as like, just do it. Like, again, I saw something that needed to be done. I decided to do it. And then now, it's thankfully taking off and, and benefiting everyone involved. So
yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Chris,
yeah.
I'm predicting you'll have a Wikipedia page one day.
Oh,
That is, so when you come out here, we'll bring your Wikipedia.
I'll backlink it to you. I'll backlink it to Skeff.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
But
I was gonna say, like, if there's anything else like you want to plug, because like the next stuff is the promotions for other artists and stuff. So if there's anything else you wanted to plug or questions people had,
I think just to wrap up, follow Raremarq is on Instagram and obviously raremarq.com. If you're interested in trying to start auctioning and selling your own things, auctionnow.ai is definitely that new product that anybody can start using. If you're a Shopify app, just go to the App Store and check Auction Now, and you can use the same auction app trusted by Chrissy Zullo, Skottie Young, and a bunch of others. And yeah, I think it's really I don't know, I'm really bad with these wrap ups, but I would just say, like,
don't consider it a wrap up. Yeah. This is until next time. We'll have you back on. So just
part of the Good Buddies sticker club now. So
thanks.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not, like we said, congratulations, and we're sorry you're now one of us. So you're welcome back anytime to come on, and you're welcome to hang around with us for the next few minutes here as we promote and embarrass ourselves, I'm sure, for what's coming down the road.
Oh no, yeah. Let's see it. I think I saw Brett's joining, right?
He is.
Brett Bean's on there. Oh yeah.
Brett was the first artist that we had on the show. Like whenever we'd had a few fans, and he was the first artist that I reached out to, and he said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So we've been wanting to have him on. We were waiting till Dork got a release date, and this past week it got a release. It's releasing February 4th in comic shops, Dork issue 1. Yeah. So I reached out to him, and he said, "Yep." Anytime after.
Much more surprise.
I was like, oh, he answered back really quickly. I was glad to hear that. But February 11th, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But
that's part of the slide. So
Jamie, our good buddy, is going to be at OAX. He's got his commission list is now open. If you've seen the pieces that we've gotten from him and the ones he did for his IC3tober and the Pulptober during the month of October prompts, incredible works of art. These are some of the painted examples. The Beta Ray Bill is one that he did for the Skottie Young Appreciation Group commission list that we did for him. And the rest of them are some of the painted pieces that he's going to be offering at OAX. He doesn't do the painted stuff that often. So I've
So
offered.
that 5x7. That's like one I think he's doing new for OAX this year. So
Very cool. If anybody from that's watching or anybody from the Skottie Young Appreciation Group on Facebook wants a piece, reach out to Jamie, purchase it, and I don't mind picking it up and mailing it for you for free. Not for, I mean, you have to buy the piece from Jamie, but I'm not getting anything out of it. Just
you
try
hear
to help.
that? Dustin's list is open. He's
It's
commissioning
all.
other people.
Yeah,
So.
I would
That's
just say, just be careful if you're international. That not to
Yeah.
like tangent too much, but man, that has been one of the hardest parts about
True, yeah.
Raremarq'S right
Yeah,
now.
we keep it U.S. only. U.S. only.
Yeah,
I'm
US
sorry.
only. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and Derek was talking with the ink pulp guys, and he was talking about how cost efficient it is for mail from Canada, Derek Laufman, to mail from Canada to the U.S. But he was talking about how adverse it is if you're
Okay,
mailing
yeah.
from the U.S. to Canada, where
Yeah.
he can ship something for $10 to $15. It costs $30 to $50 to ship something from the U.S. to Canada. So, yeah. So you got to be careful. Thank you, Chris. You're
Yeah.
saving me on
Good,
this
yeah,
one.
good,
US
good
only.
pick, yeah.
Also, a good buddy who's about to blow up, Jared Colum. If you all haven't seen the Usagi 1984, they released the first kind of promotional art for that, and it's coming out. I would recommend getting a piece from him at OAX because I have a feeling once that releases and hits the shops, and you see the interior, we've seen just a small bit of interior from Usagi 1984, that his commission price is going to go up. So
I mean, even just watching him on the show draw that Usagi real quick was just, again, it was like, yeah, you could just tell it's special. So
yeah. So, and I will say I have got I got on his list for the OAX for I'm getting a Usagi piece from him because I'm scared to death that once that comic comes out, it's going to double in price. So I want to get him early there. So, but
I
yeah.
think that's also like why, like you guys talked about the hunt.
Oh,
And,
it's
like, that's
it's
one
a
of the fun
thrill.
things. It's like we're buying stocks.
Oh yeah.
But like more than that, but kinda,
Yeah.
Yeah.
investing, yeah.
Before I got into art, one of the favorite things I used to do is like collect Marvel Legends and Star Wars Unleashed and those type of things. And during my lunch break, I would leave my little office, and I'm an accountant. In case I haven't mentioned that to you, Chris, but I would go to Toys R Us and walk the aisles and see if there's any Chase figures or anything like that. Where I got to the point where I started talking to the stock people, and they had my number and they would call me. But it is the thrill. It's to get a piece like that in your hand. And to get some of these pieces of art in your hand, it's the hunt. It makes it so much fun.
Yeah.
And this coming Friday, let's not forget, 25% off everything in Derek Laufman's shop.
No code.
He said 8:00 Eastern time. We all know we talk Central time here on Skottie Talk. I'm the only one on Central time. I think that us in Kentucky talk Central time. So us in Kentucky, wow, we in Kentucky talk Central time. So 8:00 Eastern, 7:00 Central, 5:00 Pacific time, which is Derek had mentioned the people on the West Coast. It's going to be a little bit early for them, but it's Black Friday, so I'm assuming people will be up shopping anyway. So.
If they want it, they'll go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Check out the last episode. I think it was last week when Derek was on, or was it the week before? I can't remember. Anyway, week before. It was the week before. Check out the episode the week before. He previewed all the art that's going to be up for sale, all 23 pieces. So I think 22 pages, including the cover, plus the remnants of the 42 sale is going to be there as well. So 25% off. Make sure and get there. No code needed. It's just going to be live on the site. So
and this stuff is already like reasonably priced as is for what you're getting with people who are familiar with his work and know the detail and everything he puts in. Like they're great pieces. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I'd much rather do that than be in line at the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's right. And I've already sent a link for one of the issue 42 pages to my wife for my Christmas gift.
Yeah.
So that's
nudge nudge.
Yeah. That does include the original art Shane. So you can get on there. The 25% off. That's on everything, which is super, super nice. So
sorry, I feel like I'm flashing back and forth. I didn't realize. So, but yeah, whenever I was chatting with Brett about coming on the show, I wanted to make sure and mention to him about promoting any type of Black Friday sales. And he is also having a Black Friday sale this code is live immediately. So you can get on there right now. Hold on, I got an email from him. I just loaded it to make sure. So it's 20% off everything. So I'm sorry. I just want
20%. Okay.
20%, but still a great deal. He's got a lot of I Hate Fairyland cover art, and he's got the mystery page, the I Hate Fairyland mystery page for
Yeah.
$200. And if you use a 20% off code, you can get it for 160. So,
Yeah.
and the pages that we have been seeing come out from the mystery page is incredible. They're really good. They've all had GERD on them or had some type of action. So, not a bad deal. $160 for a piece of Skottie Young's I Hate Fairyland written. Brett Bean art is incredible. Plus, he has all these blind boxes and
Yeah, it's blind box. I put Bean there.
sorry.
Beanbox just sounds great. I would have done that, but I understand he doesn't. I'm sure he gets tired of everybody using the Bean in his name, but I just had to put that there for fun. But no, these are really cool too because these include shirts that have long been out of print. And that's one of the things I've been wanting from one of his sites. I'm like, ooh, okay, maybe it's time for me to get a blind box.
Are those 60? I think those are $60, and they have a ton of stuff, including the Dork Ash can in there. Plus, he's got his Zoo Patrol 4-pack. I've bought the first one or two. I think I've got the first two for my son, and he loves it. So I may have to get the rest of those.
Yeah, they're super cute books.
And then the Hate Fairyland bundle, I'm assuming, is all 20 issues that he did. It looks like. So I'll have to check that out as well. But Brett also said he had sent an email saying, tell them to. Oh yeah, he was saying thank you, but make sure to mention tell your local shop to get Dork. So if you haven't did that yet, make sure and ask your LCS to pick up or to make sure and pick up Dork.
Yeah,
comes out February 4th.
I was gonna say I was handing out my ash cans, my extra ash cans I had in my local shop, and the people I ran into. So I was like, Dork, get Dork. So
now, Chris, have you checked out the preview pages for Dork yet?
I haven't.
They just came out. They just came out online. So like 2 or 3 days ago, but it looks like it's going to be an incredible story. It's funny. I'm assuming it's going to have the same violent humor as I Hate Fairyland just from those 4 pages, but it's its own thing. It's different. So but definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
And we're here. It is finally about to happen, folks. The 3rd annual presentation of the Skotties. The first one no one asked for. The second one no one really wanted, but the third one, I've got the people involved. There's people.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's people voting. Chris, I'll even send you a ballot if you want to vote for cover of the year. And Chris is like, I've got so much other stuff to do.
I'll send it over. I'm down.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll send you a picture right after we get done with the ballot. So, me and Tyler, the first year I came up with all the. It was before Skottie Talk even existed. I did this in my office space at work, recording it and uploading it to YouTube. But since we started Skottie Talk, Tyler joined me last year. He helped me do the picks. And then this year, we've got all the picks for all the different Skottie categories, including best daily sketch, best CGC remark, best unoriginal art print, and it goes on. And cover of the year is the big one. Yeah. And that's the one that we're letting the people vote on. We've got over 20 people have turned in ballots so far. I have a few more I have to upload, and it's been cool to see the covers that people are ranking number one. Because Chris, the premise of it's 12 different covers, and you rank them 1 from your favorite to 12 to your least favorite. And some people's 12s have been other people's 1s, and vice versa. Yeah. It's pretty cool to see, but there's been kind of a consistent top 5, and I can't wait to reveal those next Wednesday on December 3rd. So.
Yeah, send it over. I want to take a look. I want to.
Okay. All right. Right after the show,
democracy
I'll send it
in action.
Yeah. That's right. For the people, by the people. Yeah. So, and last time I think it was a 2.5-hour show. So if you want to see the Cody who wins cover of the year, you don't have to start watching until like 8:30, 9 o'clock Central Time. So, and then this is the thing that I was practicing this before Chris came on when I was by myself doing my Gert voice. It is good. It is going to be bad, Tyler. It's going to be so horrible.
It's going to be wonderful. I cannot wait.
We are doing panel by panel live reading of I Hate Fairyland on December 10th. Our Christmas gift to you, once again, something nobody asked for. Please don't watch. It is, let us do it first, and then we'll be the judge if it's worth, anybody watching. But no, just kidding. We're really looking forward to doing this. This is just something we joked about earlier on, and if we joke about something, it's probably going to happen on the show. So,
most likely, yeah.
Yeah. So December 10th, y'all tune in 7 p.m. December 10th, the live reading of I Hate Fairyland. And last but not least, a very good buddy Christmas special comes out December 18th, 2025 with Tyler Laracy, Derek, I always want to say Kaufman. I tell him that every time. Derek Loffman and me, myself, and somebody else, Seth, I think, might be on there.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah.
And I'm digging these little images that Tyler came up with the Santa hat on our
There's
handshaking
a
thing.
Santa hat on there, so
Nice.
I told Tyler this may be that he's worked on all these games. I mean, he's a game designer. Like he works with the game, and I say this may be the best thing he's ever created. I love the little Santa hat on there. So, and he's like, I just put a Santa hat on it, but
quickest thing I've created. Yeah,
I said this is great.
Exceptional in its simplicity.
That's right. That's right. So
exactly.
we're going to talk about many Christmas things. We're going to give out prizes, all kinds of prizes that night. This is our year-end show. I don't think we'll have another one after this. It'll have to be a breaking special news or something for us to have another show. But this will finish out our 2025. But everybody, if you're a good buddy, you're welcome to stop by. We may even bring you on screen. Chris, if you're bored, pop in the section, and we'll throw you the link. You can pop on to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa. I'm not sure what you.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, send it over. If I have time,
okay.
I'll stop on by. That'd be fun.
All right, so we're really looking forward to this. This is just more of a laid back. I don't know. We may not even have slides. We're just going to be hanging out, having fun with it. So, and giving away some stuff for people. And this will be when we announce do the wheel spin for the Toys for Tots. We've got our Skottie Young Appreciation Group is doing a Toys for Tots drive. And we've gotten several toys coming in. There's people that's emailing me or messaging me saying they're sending toys as we speak. We've had people send gift cards. I got all that stuff ordered from Amazon. It's coming in. So for every toy that people have donated, their name's getting put in a wheel spin to win a Skottie prize pack. So we will do the wheel spin on this night to announce the winner of that. And also Andrew McKinney is going to get a tattoo chosen by the people. Yeah, that.
Sorry, give me 1 second, because I just realized I didn't have the slides, so I can.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to add those in. So
presentation, if I can find it. No, we had it. I thought on this one, right?
Someone's gonna get that Otley Scat tattooed on their body.
If only, yeah.
No, that would be incredible.
Oh, not on this one either. I thought it was.
It's at the very beginning. We did it.
Okay.
Yeah, we got.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, there's the toy. The kind of the rules is very simple. Buy a toy, send it to me, or either take a picture of yourself donating it, and you can get a choice and what tattoo that Andrew McKinney gets. And these are the three options that he is. These are Skottie designed tattoos from Skottie's short-lived career as a tattoo designer. So he was going to get one of those on his body, and you can pick if you help donate to Toys for Tots, a very worthy cause. So. And
Dustin's going to match that by getting a tattoo as well. So
yes.
Lower back only though.
Yeah. Oh man, you'll have to cover up the one I've already got if we do that, guys. So come on. All right, so we're really looking forward to that. That's exciting, and just having a good time, giving away some other stuff. We've got some prizes that we've had left over for the year that's been donated by other people that we're going to make sure and get those sent out by before Christmas. But looking forward to that show. That'll be fun. Yeah. And now our first announcement for 2026. Brett Bean will be on our show February 11th, 2026 to discuss Dork. That's 1 week after the release date, so that'll get us outside the spoiler window. So beware. We're hoping we can see some art brought up from the first issue. And Brett was an absolute joy to have on the first time, so looking forward to having him back. And I don't have a slide for the other guests that he sent me a message right before the show came on. But Mike Mayhack, great artist, Cleopatra in Space. He does the Battober of the different sketches. That this year was his final Battober. Check him out on Instagram, on Facebook. But he's going to be on the show sometime in the first quarter of 2026. I got to talk to Tyler and get a date scheduled. And I've got some feelers out there for other artists, but really looking forward. 2026 is going to be a banger, I'm sure. I hate saying banger. Tyler, it's
going to be Laffy Lit.
Laffy Lit. Yeah. I can't hang with these kids. All right.
You hang with the best of them, Dustin.
No. I'm getting too old for this stuff. Danny Glover and Lethal Weapon style. So Heroes 2026. I finally updated this from 2025 to 2026. So.
Very nice. I didn't even catch that. Fantastic.
Yeah. So Heroes 2026 potential fan meetup. Chris, last year at Heroes Con, we did a meetup at Buffalo Wild Wings. It was terrible. It was so bad. Skottie included it in his newsletter about how bad it was. And
Skeff was kind enough to join us at first, and then we had some people from the group, and then Skottie and Megan surprised the group.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Yeah, so-
trying to order drinks and wings
Oh
was
no.
quite the chore.
It
So
was horrible. It was horrible. And
But
Scotty
he said it
loved
was
it.
perfect for for a gathering for himself. So it worked out in in the end. So
I didn't sleep a wink that night. I was so worried about how bad it went. Scotty's like, this is perfect for a group that I'm associated with. So made me feel better. So
Yeah.
as he does.
exactly. Yeah.
All right. If you want to be on here, and why wouldn't you? Just let me or Tyler know, or any of our good buddies. If you reach out through Chris, he'll pass you in our direction. Anybody that wants to come on here and do this, like I said, 2026 is pretty wide open, and we enjoy hanging out with anybody that loves to talk comic art, Disney, Lego, any of that kind of stuff. We're all for it. Hey, Chris, real quick feedback. Our very first episode, we talked a lot about Disney, and we lost every single viewer. We had
Really?
zero viewers for a half hour.
Yeah, it wasn't like everybody. It was like you could tell, like it was like an immediately like half dropped off. Like,
No,
okay,
no.
That's crazy.
Well, nobody knew our show. We just did this because me and Tyler wanted to chat.
Well,
And we just-
it was the first Skottie Talk, and then like half of it's just Disney, and it was like, what is this happening here?
but
Like,
the little number at the top went to zero for a good 30 minutes. So and I watched that show and I thought, man, this is rough. This is rough. But
And it's all about finding that audience, right? And
Yeah.
that's right. But if you ask me and Tyler, we do the exact same thing again. We love Disney. We love hanging out. We love chatting. So
exactly.
yeah, they'll come eventually. So anyway,
Uh,
Chris, thank you so much for coming on, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about that's not art related that you want to talk about pop culture wise?
No, this was awesome. I have to go run and start doing bath time and stuff for the kids stuff.
Understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad.
Writing into
No, all
that.
good.
That's right.
I had a blast. Yeah, highly recommend. If anybody wants to message Tyler or Dustin, reach out to them. This was just super fun to hang out with you guys.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
That's a big compliment. We appreciate
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Optionout.ai. Go get on that stuff,
Yeah.
guys. We've already got one that's subscribed. I'm gonna look at subscribing. Dustin's
Yeah.
already gonna subscribe. So
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
I'm telling you, the comic Zuckerberg. Come on,
Yeah.
jump on now while
Might
you
be
can.
back
So
at 10 million. So
that's right.
And then
Thank you,
I'll
Chris.
just funnel it back to buy that Gambit and Rogue from you, Dustin.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
I've got that.
That's right. Hey, did you see the book that came up today? I was going to tell you about that, Chris.
Oh, which
'Cause
one?
we did-
the latest Skottie cover. Yeah.
It's Rogue One, but it's Rogue in her '90s outfit, like
Yeah.
trying to kiss
That's
Gambit.
Oh,
I meant to tell you about that earlier, and I forgot. I'm glad
I
you
would
brought
love
that
to
back.
get the original, but man, that's never.
That,
Well, so I'm seeing a bunch of images not available. Do you guys have it? Do you guys screen share it?
yeah. If you got just about two more, I mean,
Yeah.
it won't, yeah. Just give me a second here. Well,
I'm finding these articles, but right now they're all images not available.
Here it is. I got it, Dustin.
you got it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I was screenshotting it, but yeah. Prepare yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
You got the line art for it too, Tyler. Is it-
I don't know. Is this in the? I don't know if it was
Yeah,
in the-
it's the third
There
one.
it is.
Oh,
There,
yeah.
there we
So,
go.
Big art.
Yeah.
So-
That's awesome. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I'll buy that book. yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on,
Yeah.
Chris. Like we said,
Yeah,
once
thanks,
again,
guys.
anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome, dude.
Thank
Just
you
let
guys
us
so
know.
much. Yeah.
Greatly appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to
Yeah.
the chat. Just message me anytime. But thanks again, guys.
You
Thanks,
as well.
Chris.
Thank you
Happy
so much.
Thanksgiving to you as well. Have a good one.
Bye.
Take care.
All right, just me and you again, Tyler.
Yep.
This is
It's the two.
reunited, and it feels so good. So,
No,
and
that was a great show. Yeah, and a little bit into bath time, but we were able to get him out there so he could go do that. So
yeah, and there was a lot of foreshadowing about the bath time too, and I missed it. I missed the foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Had this been an episode of Lost, I would
Well,
have totally been
honestly,
gone.
that's totally fine because I need to
Yeah.
take my bath time as well. So
Yeah. Rubber ducky, you're the one.
what
Uh,
people think that I'm joking, I'm literally not. I love bubble baths; they're my favorite thing. So yeah,
Tell
I
us more.
totally
Tell
get
us more. Yeah.
it. We lose it as a kid, okay? We lose things as a kid. Baths are one of them, okay? I don't have a hot tub. We don't have one in our retirement
Love that.
complex for some reason. I don't really know why. Yeah, Bathtober. I like it. Start it, kickstart it. Let's go.
Are you going to see where our Thanksgiving movie before I get off here is going to be Zootopia 2? Have you seen it?
It is indeed going to be Zootopia 2 I've had 3. So yesterday was Wicked for Good. Tomorrow's going to be Eternal with a new like romance movie like coming out. I can't remember. It's like Eternal. It's got Elizabeth Olsen.
Because it's the actor. The actor is shoot.
Might just be Eternal, but I thought it was Eternal something. No, Eternity. Sorry, Eternity.
Yeah.
And
Who's the
then
actor in it?
Elizabeth Olsen, and then it's also the two guys I'm blanking on, of course. I know their
Yeah.
faces. I'm just not as familiar with their.
Oh, Miles Teller. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Callum Turner.
Miles Teller, and then
Callum Turner
yeah, Turner.
from
Yeah.
the Harry Potter. Shoot, what's the man? We are Fantastic Beast, and where to find them.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, I could not think of that. My mind went blank. So
Yes, and then Zootopia will be Wednesday, followed by 4+ hours of Stranger Things, which I cannot wait.
that is great, and it
for.
comes on at
Yeah.
like 7 or 8 o'clock Wednesday
8 o'clock,
night.
8 o'clock. So yeah, we're seeing Zootopia thankfully early enough where I can get back.
That is good.
Yeah, from Top Gun 2. I did see Running Man. I unfortunately
What'd you think?
I
I
thought
love Edgar Wright. So what did you?
I thought it was meh, and mainly from the point of view that I was expecting more being, oh my goodness, my brain is fried. Being the director,
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright, being an Edgar
Yeah.
Wright movie and being such a fan of his films.
Yes.
I agree with the line that it was his most pedestrian film to date.
Oh man, that's
Very
disappointing.
Hollywood feeling. I didn't really get much Edgar Wright in it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was like, okay, like I mean they did great, like the actors did great. I just story wise and cinematography and stuff.
Okay.
I didn't jive with as much. But yeah, there's tons of stuff coming out. Like my movies are just, I don't know why they think the holidays is the best time to release every single movie imaginable, but I'm trying to see as many of them as possible. So
Well, I thought about Wicked for Good. I mean, I thought it probably needed my help at the box office, but I decided to stay home. I think it did okay. It did okay without me going to Florida.
it did quite well for a Broadway movie film production. So
Now I've heard it's got mixed reviews. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was as strong as the first part. And I also prefer the songs in the first half. And this is coming from somebody, I've not seen the Broadway production. I've wanted to, I just haven't yet. So I don't know how 1-to-1, how that compares. But I thought it was good. I thought it, was a decent, solid ending. I thought it was a bit long. I didn't think it needed to be as long as it was. Like directly kind of split in half. Like it could have been cut down, and I feel like you wouldn't have lost out as much. No, I mean, I was gonna say I absolutely dug Tron Ares as well. I'm a massive Legacy fan. I love Tron Legacy. And I went in with like low expectations with Ares. I actually went to the 3-movie premiere, so I got to watch Tron Legacy, and Tron Ares back to back, which was absolutely incredible. So I got my popcorn bucket that I got from the showing. They gave us this, and then we got this cool like light up band for the movie. So yeah, super fun.
That's really cool
to go see. But yeah, I dug it. Again, it's one of those movies where the Tron movies, like somebody said, they're not good to begin with, but they're fun, and they have a niche fan base that enjoys them for what they are. And it's like anything, they've got 20 plus, Fast and Furious movies, and I love every single one. I don't love every single one, but I'll go see most every single one because they're fun. So,
well, you've been over, and that made me think of something. I saw your Saja Boys thing back there. We are helping we're helping a needy family at church, and one of the things that the two girls in the family asked for was posters for their bedroom wall. So I went to Five Below, which is close to my house over here, and I was looking for K-pop posters. Because they had posters everywhere. They had like the advertisement for them. But as I looked through all the roll up, I could not find a single K-pop Demon Hunter or Saja Boy. But
do you have a Five Below near you, or no?
No, that's the Five Belows where I went to.
Oh, you said you went there. Oh, really? Because the one that's near me, they have like a handful of them.
Well,
like
they had all
and all that stuff.
Yeah. They had them all up on their little racks, and they had the pictures on the boxes.
Oh,
they were gone.
That was mine, honestly. We went twice in like the past week or so, and they were out. And then I was able to I went back for we went back again, and they happened to have a restock of them. But you bring that up, and I made the Instagram post, but I thought it'd be funny to advertise here. I Funko Pop myself as a Huntrix fan. as well as a Saja fan.
That's
So
you know
my
what's really funny is I didn't realize those were Huntrix and Sasha. I just thought I saw your
yep,
head and I started laughing. But
yep.
that makes it even better to know that
No,
that's what
yeah,
that
yeah,
is.
yeah. They're Huntrix and Saja. What's
That's
great about it,
great.
these things are weird. They're not regular pops, so everything is like meant to be taken off. So I can make myself bald if I want
Ooh,
to.
I
Or
like that. I
even
like that,
yeah,
Tyler. That's what you
or
got to
even
get.
even remove the beard. So
You can remove the beard too.
yeah,
Really?
you can remove the beard. Yeah, it's like because they're like in pieces, like just
Oh,
kind of
that's
stuck
awesome.
on. So it makes sense because there's multiple accessory packs you can get for these. So like you would get one, you would pop yourself once, and then like hope I would assume get like more accessory packs. Like they've got Stranger Things right now is their big one they're
Yeah,
doing. So
that's
which I
cool.
would love. I'd love to get like they have like a Hellfire Club T-shirt you can get for your Funko Pop. So
Really cool. Well, for a happy ending though, whenever we got to the front of the line, my son dug through the boxes up there and found one Saja Boy poster and one Golden poster.
oh, perfect. I was
So
gonna say yeah,
I
get
put back the
them for
Lilo and
both
Stitch
girls.
posters,
Yeah,
yeah, and got those. So I got something different for each
awesome.
girl. So was really glad for that. And oh, tomorrow, have you ever been to Ice? One of the Gaylord they put on ice with the,
I've really wanted to go to. They did Elf a few years back, and I kicked
they did
myself for not.
Elf.
Yeah, I've
Oh
done
man,
Elf, and I kicked myself for not going to it because I've heard fun, good things about it. And I love Elf. It's one of my favorite Christmas
yeah,
movies. So
dadgone it. I got to add another one because we went and saw the Grinch, the Polar Express, Christmas
mm,
Story, and Frosty. And on Wednesday, we're going to go see Charlie Brown, the Peanuts one. And I thought the only one
okay.
we had left was Rudolph, but now it sounds
Well,
like we
and
got to
this
get
thing, this
Elf.
is like an ice show that they do.
Oh,
Or
so
is
it's
it?
not the ice sculptures. The
Oh no, is it? That's what I was at. Is it the ice
yeah,
sculptures like where they sit up?
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
They
wear
did.
the
Yeah,
you wear the big blue parkas and go in, and
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, they did an elf one like I think it was like 3 or 4 years back they did it, and I was like, we need to do this, and I didn't, and now they haven't brought it back. I'm like, man, I really wish I would have gone to do that. So
oh, have a great night, Shane.
yes,
They
happy
are
Thanksgiving, Shane. Yeah.
happy Thanksgiving. They are a lot of fun to do. When my
Yeah.
son was like 2 or 3, and we went to our first one, uh, he had his little blue park on, and since we walked in the doors, he started screaming. And I thought he's just really cold. We didn't realize his pants had fell down. I lifted up his parka, and it's his little naked baby butt
Oh my
there.
goodness.
So, but it was we hurried up and. But
Yeah, cover it up. Yeah.
they love going down the ice slides. And last year, I even went down the slides. I was having fun going
Yeah.
down the slide. So it's to see a 260-pound man going down a slide. It's so much fun. So much fun.
Uh-oh. I lost audio on you now.
My phone started
Oh, there
ringing.
it is. There's back in.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing that on Wednesday, and then Thursday we're going to see Zootopia 2. So
Mm.
that's our week. That's our week. But
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I love the first Utopia, so yeah, cannot
oh,
wait.
me too. Yeah, it was a really pleasant surprise. I went in not really knowing what to expect,
Mm.
and because there's been a couple I've went in like that. Minions, when the not Minions, the Penguins of Madagascar was one of our Thanksgiving
Oh,
movies, and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
really disappointed by that.
Really? Yeah,
Moana 2, I was disappointed by that one,
yeah.
another Thanksgiving movie. But Frozen, when we went and saw Frozen on Thanksgiving Day, I went in with very low expectations and came out thinking that is the best Disney movie ever made. So
Yeah. The Frozen movies are absolutely fantastic. I get the parents who were driven nuts by their kids singing the songs over and over and over
or
and over, but
or
they truly are
kids,
some of
yeah,
their they're truly some of their like most beautiful
best,
films, and the stories are great. So I'm glad they're getting another one. Until
absolutely.
they kind of hit like the meh where I'm like, okay, we didn't need this kind of sequel. So
But it was
yeah, ew. Yeah, there we go. Get the
my
ew in the chat.
I drove my kids crazy by singing the songs though. They were
I
like,
say,
"Dad,
yeah,
shut up."
same. I love the Frozen soundtrack. Adina Menzel, such an amazing voice.
Yeah,
So,
Adita Magina. Yeah, did you see how much money they're getting paid for 3 and 4?
yeah, I just saw it came out a lot, a
$60
good,
million
yeah,
dollars.
a
$60
good
million
chunk.
dollars
Yeah,
for all
yeah,
3 of them. So good for them, though. Good for them.
good for them. Yeah, I hope the other artists who are animating it, are getting paid just as well. That's my main thing. I'm like, I
No,
want the
no, no, no.
animators who are animating the movie to get paid well. So,
They're allowed to eat the crumbs around the catering table for the
unfortunately, yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
that's kind of how
with that much money spent, but it'll
yeah.
it'll make enough where hopefully everybody gets paid.
I'm
You're
hoping. I'm
absolutely
hoping.
right. Yeah, they definitely deserve the work to make it look as nice as it does on screen.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So anybody could voice the roles. I mean, me and Tyler could voice the roles. And
Yeah,
we're gonna
you'll
prove that in
see
2 weeks.
firsthand, yeah, and with I Hate Fairyland. So
Anyway, all right, man. Well, hope you have a happy thing. Oh, we're still live. We're not. This isn't
we
the
are,
after.
yeah. I didn't know if you knew that. Yeah, we're still alive. That's why we're getting the response to the Frozen.
Yeah, I forgot. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I forgot you all were even there.
I just thought you wanted to go into your Disney mode and just just talk, just shoot the bird or whatever. Just
Oh, good gravy. Y'all have a great, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for our conversation with Chris and Tyler. Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless. Tyler.
Yeah, appreciate it as always. Yeah, thank you for sticking around for our wonderful side chats there. But yes, happy Thanksgiving. Happy good rest of your week. We'll catch you guys. Yeah, we'll catch you guys. To break out and let it go. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd break my microphone with that one. But yeah, until then, stay fresh, live messy. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.